Dear students, today we are going to discuss digital signal processing, module 3, design of IIR filter. Okay, so in this we are going to discuss introduction to IIR filter. So we have already we have discussed FIR filter. In this FIR filter, filters are of two types. Okay, so one is FIR filter, the other one is IIR filter. So last session we have discussed FIR filters. IIR filter means it is impulse response. Okay, infinite impulse response. IIR means infinite impulse response, and the filters, the IIR filters are also called as recursive filters, and this filter is having of infinite duration response. Okay, so here we are having feedback. Okay, feedback, we are having both numerator coefficients as well as the denominator coefficients. In a IIR filter you will have B coefficients as well as the A coefficients. Okay, that is both the poles and zeros will be there. Next, coming to the next session, introduction. Okay, so the introduction to the digital filter. Okay, IIR digital filter. So they will give the specification, that is HD of e power omega is the desired frequency response. Okay, HD of e power j omega is the desired frequency response. Using the desired frequency response, we are going to find the desired impulse response, that is HD of n. Okay, and how we are going to obtain the H of n? H of n is nothing but impulse response. H of n, from the this one desired impulse response, you are going to find impulse response H of n. But then after obtaining this H of n, this H of n can be obtained by multiplying this HD of n with your filter coefficients, and this H of n can be obtained by using say the H of z, this digital transfer function H of z, or digital system function. This H of z is obtained by taking Fourier transform. Okay, Fourier transform. If you obtain Fourier transform, you will get a H of z, and here this HD of n will have infinite duration. Okay, this HD of n is a discrete signal, that is desired impulse response. This signal will have infinite duration, and this duration will be extended from minus infinity to plus infinity. So here in this filter design, we are going to consider all the infinite samples. Now, in digital domain, the processing of infinite samples is practically not possible. Okay, in digital domain, the infinite samples, okay, the processing of infinite samples is not possible. So we are going for first we are going to design analog filter. So we are going to design IIR filter by using analog filter, not analog filter specification will be given. Using that analog filter specification, we are going to design IIR filter. Okay, in while designing the IIR filter, the specification of the analog filter transfer function will be given as H of S. Okay, this is the transfer function of your analog filter. Okay, this is your transfer function of your analog filter, and using this specification, we are going to convert digital filter. Okay, we are going to convert transfer function of the digital filter, that is given by H of Z. Okay, this H of S is the analog transfer function, and H of Z is the digital transfer function. From the given specification, we are going to convert H of S into H of Z by using different techniques, that is impulse invariant technique, bilinear transformation technique, matched filter technique, all those method we are going to use. But in our syllabus, they given only two technique, one is impulse invariant technique and bilinear transformation technique. Okay, so by using these two technique, we are going to convert the analog to digital filter. Next, how to design the IAR filter from the given specification of your analog filter. Okay, to design the digital filter, okay, the having infinite duration of unit sample response. Okay, this technique described or based on converting analog filter into digital filter. Okay, here the widely used method for converting analog to digital is, I told no how to convert this analog filter to digital filter means this one: approximation of derivatives, impulse invariant technique, then bilinear transformation technique, match result transformation technique. All those technique we are going to use for converting your analog to digital. Okay, so here now coming to the impulse invariant technique. Impulse invariant technique is nothing but here we are going to use to convert the analog transfer function to digital transfer function. For that purpose only we are going to use impulse invariant technique. Here h of t is nothing but your impulse response. It is given in continuous time domain. H of t means it is a continuous time domain impulse response. Okay, and if you apply Laplace transform for h of t, you will get h of s. H of s is nothing but your analog transfer function. Okay, if you apply Laplace transform for h of t, you will get h of s. H of s is your transfer function of the analog filter, and here this h of s has distinct poles. Okay, so I already told that this is IER filter. It will have both new a coefficients and b coefficients. So the numerator is nothing but your b coefficients and denominator is nothing but your a coefficients. Numerator is zeros and denominator is poles. It has both poles and zeros. Okay, it has both poles and zeros. So h of s is the analog transfer function and it has distinct poles. Now, how we are going to write this h of s? H of s is equal to summation I equal to 1 to n ai divided by s plus pi. How we are going to write this? I varies from 1 to n, where n is nothing but number of distinct poles, and here this will be given by a1 divided by s plus p1. P1 is pole 1, pole 2, etc. Pn is pole n. Okay, now if you apply inverse Laplace transform, you will get h of t is equal to summation I equal to, okay, summation I equal to 1 to n ai e power minus pit into u of t. Let u of t is the continuous unit step function, t is the sampling period, and h of n is the impulse response of the digital filter. Okay. Now, the impulse response of the digital filter is obtained by uniformly sampling the impulse response. This is h of n. This n will be replaced by this n will be replaced. How we are sorry, this how we are going to get the discrete impulse response means the t will be replaced by nt. Okay, where t is nothing but your sampling period, that will be given as 1 second. Okay, that will be given as 1 second. Now, h of n equal to h of t, where t tends to n into t, capital T. Wherever t is there, you are going to substitute nt. Substitute this one, you will get summation I equal to 1 to n ai e power minus pi into nt. Okay, into u of nt. This is nothing but your unit step signal. And if you apply z transform for this one, you will get h of z equal to summation I equal to 1 to m ai 1 minus e power minus pi t z power minus 1. So this is the formula for finding your digital transfer function if using impulse invariant technique. Okay, now we will see the relationship between impulse invariant technique. Okay, so this we will discuss in the next class. First, what are the parameters we have to choose? The relationship between analog and digital frequency. So this is nothing but your analog frequency. This is your digital frequency, where z equal to r into e power j omega and s is equal to sigma plus j omega. By impulse invariant technique, this is the relationship between z transform and Laplace transform. Now, if you substitute this value z equal to r into e power j omega and s equal to sigma plus j omega, you will get the digital frequency and analog frequency. So this is about your impulse invariant technique. If you want to find digital frequency using impulse invariant technique, this omega equal to omega t, omega